Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 2 of the Grapevine, the official podcast of the Chilled Kongs project. Hope everybody is having a great day. It's Friday, week is over. I know some people do some night shifts and some weekends, etc., etc. I'm sorry if you all have to work, but you all can tune in and have a listen and catch up on everything that is Chilled Kongs. It's been a very, very exciting few weeks here with the staking having been released. Our community is just absolutely incredible. Everybody has been hyping up the staking. Everybody's been hyping up the project. It's just been an absolutely wonderful place to be hanging out lately. So I'd like to say hello to some of the other wise ones up here. We have the Last Starfighter. We got 60 Feet Under. We got Yachts joining us today. I see Avocado in the audience, Metal Zone in the audience, Tristan in the audience, Zachros in the audience. Great to have you guys all here. Great to have some of you up here to speak with me today too, talk about the project. It's nice that the rest of you are listening. I see some of our wonderful community down there in the audience as well. Shout outs to Wi-Fi Money, Baga, Be Free. We see you guys. We see you guys down there in the server all the time. You guys are some of the most active people out there. So, thank you for being a part of this community and making it so wonderful to be in. So other wise ones, please, feel free, say hello, and then, we can start on our topics for the evening.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, we got you, sir.
All right, perfect. Yeah, this is 60. It's good to be here, everyone. It's been a little while since we had the last conversation on here. So it'll be good to check up on things, see how the progress of the project's going. I think the community pulse is wonderful right now. I think we'll talk more about that in the project itself, but definitely liking the vibe. It's getting better and better.
Good evening, all. This is Starfighter, hopping on here to say, hope y'all are having yourselves a good day, a good week. The project is obviously on the up and up, so it looks like the community is doing what community does, and that's support each other and rise to the occasion. So we got lots of good stuff, lots of good topics, and we're looking forward to the next 55 minutes or so.
Yeah, much love, everybody. This is Yachts. Hope everyone had a good week. Um, I had a rough one myself, but hey, it's Friday. It's time to chill, and I'm glad everybody is able to make it here. And we've got some good info to give you, and some insights into the Epic Labs kind of ecosystem, along with chilled Kongs, and yeah, let's just dig right into it.
All right, so let's start. Topic one is today is the big topic. It's all about our staking platform. Um, it's personally for me, and I know for a lot of other people, it's been an incredibly easy experience. The Epic Labs team has done an amazing job of putting together this platform. So it's certainly one of the easiest to use, if not the easiest that of the projects that I'm involved in. Non-custodial staking, which is always a big thing, and especially with us in the Cardano community. We see what happens on other chains, with custodial staking, and even in our own chain sometimes with custodial staking. It just doesn't feel right. But here, with our staking platform, it's non-custodial. Your NFTs never leave your wallet. You always have sight of them. You always know what's going on with them. And we're earning some good tokens here. Our native token came out. It's the copium token. The chilled Kongs are earning one copium per day. The Magic Cons are currently earning 0.7 copium per asset per day. And we got some multipliers, that we have rumored are coming, but we don't quite know what they are yet. And of course, that'll be on top of the base rewards that we're getting. The staking is very easy. It's, just the click of a button. Single click of a button, you can get all of them in there in one shot, or as many as you want. Same thing with claiming. It's a simple signature, and boom, the copium is in your wallet. So, any of you guys have something to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's important to note that, first of all, that happened pretty quick. Having an in-house staking platform is no small feat. And it was really, really impressive to see how quickly the team got on their feet, got everything set up. It's very encouraging, honestly. And it was really, really easy to get them stake all, just click the button. Just make sure that you do it separately for both the classic Kongs as well as the oh my gosh, Magic Kong. Sorry, my brain is fried today. But absolutely, it's really, really cool to see how quickly that came out.
Yeah, we love it. They've been moving along at a very quick pace, and it's rather impressive. We don't know exactly how many people are working back there, but we know that there's a lot of people working very hard. Our community manager Metacong has been very good about making sure that people have the right information, of the information that has been released. Grod has been doing an absolutely incredible job answering all the tickets and getting everybody, getting all the little bugs and issues, all figured out. And, everybody seems to be very happy and very chilled, and there's lots of positive vibes floating around the place. It's really incredible. In addition to the staking, the BCP and the Epic Labs team, they've added 117 of the chilled Kongs, 179 of the Magic Kongs, and 310 Vox Kongs to the Epic Labs vault. And those are intended to stay there for a minimum of 12 months, and locked up off the market. Nobody can get their hands on them. So that's a very interesting feature that they're doing for us there, because not only are we all diamond handing our NFTs here because we want to see what's going on in this ecosystem coming up, but they've taken a good percentage of them off the market, for an extended period of time. And if and when those will finally be released, they're only going to be dripped out. There's no mass sell going on. Everything is very methodical, and nobody's going to be dropping any bags on anybody. It's all for the good of the community as a whole, and helping us grow and create a very strong project and a very strong community. And we all know that the Chilled Kongs is always about the community. They always have been. Even those of us that are coming in here new, we know from X posts and from having been involved in Cardano that the Chilled Kongs are chilled, and the community loves to flex their Kongs on Flex Friday, and it's been a very, very great experience with community members helping each other out. There's been a lot of art done by community members, shared by community members, so it's a very good time.
And I've got to say, like, on my Twitter feed, X, whatever you want to call it, it's just all Kongs, man. Like, everybody is it's just mad positive vibes, and I'm so stoked to be a part of this, and just to see like the the positivity and the engagement on X, and everybody just kind of bouncing off of each other and just being creative, and that's what it's all about. And to kind of dive into um, what Turbo was talking about too. Not only was um, Chilled Kong's staking live, but also Panda Society was live too, like almost within the same 24 hours. So not only did they were they able to do that, but they were also able to do a whole other project. And you have if you want any kind of insight of maybe how they're going to do the multipliers, Panda Society would be a great example to check out and to take a look at, because they kind of have a multiplier for certain traits as well. So I definitely recommend everyone checking that out. And yeah, that's what I gotta say right now.
So speaking of those multipliers, we saw, the benefactor. He made that post for us with those three emojis in there. So I kind of, if anybody wants to speculate on, what we think those multipliers are going to be, do we think they're going to be traits, or do we think it's going to be something else added to the project? What do you guys think we're going to see here?
Well, in pure speculation form, thinking of other Epic Labs assets that are currently staking, it could very well have to do with traits like the body type or something that's a major Kong trait that's going to actually, obviously the rarer is going to be the higher multiplier, and all the way down to the most common. So I think that very well could be a possibility because we already see it in fruition in another branch of the Epic Labs. So that's just that would be my guess if I had a good one out there.
I think that's definitely a possibility. I think if I was to speculate really out of the box, I don't think this is necessarily a high probability, but there's a constant focus on morality and playing attention, right? Solving puzzles. And I wonder if there's going to somehow be, and logistically, I have no idea how this would happen, but some kind of token that could be dropped in your wallet. But again, that would be tradable, so that wouldn't make sense. Something as like hey, we're going to reward you for heavily participating in the ecosystem. But again, haven't really sussed that one out too much, so I think it would be pretty cool if that could be the case.
Like a good way that I look at it is right now we're like say we're starting a puzzle. Everybody knows that you do the border, right? You go around, you fill in the border. You have Epic Labs, you have Chilled Kongs, you have Panda Society, you have all these different communities kind of all collaborating together, plus all our affiliates, and we're building a border. And then basically once you build that border, like you got to fill in, and that's the community's part. Like our job is to fill in the rest of that puzzle. And and so like we've just got to engage with each other, prop each other up, give positive vibes, just any way that we can help each other out and kind of collaborate and work on these puzzles together, such as like the roadmap. We've had a lot of progress, but a lot of speculation. We still haven't I've quite figured out, or maybe some have, and they're just on the DL and kind of snickering at everybody else. But the thing is that we all need to just come together and just solve these puzzles and see if we can make it to the next level and so forth.
Yeah, solving the puzzles, I think, is definitely the core of Epic Labs, or at least it has been. And obviously having a good community, having high morale or morality, that's really, really important to the project. But at the core, it's basically a big mystery that we as a community unlock. So I do wonder, and I don't know, truly, but I do wonder how that's going to play into the entire Kong ecosystem, and how it's going to take a life of its own under the umbrella of the mystery of Epic Labs.
I just had a mountain thought. So not to throw us into the turmoil of, oh God, but what if, now this is just a what if speculation. What if the roadmap was how we start unlocking what the different mechanisms of for the tokenomics? And the only way we're going to do that is if many brains come together to actually solve that, because Lord knows there's been a few out there that have dedicated hours of every day staring and thinking and bouncing information off each other. And Lord knows we've been here for a long time, and we've seen this happen in several different projects. So we understand that it's going to be a community effort, because who knows who's going to be the one to solve it, that unlocks that next piece of the puzzle. And then you're going to be on blockchain forever, known as the person who, hey, unlocked this particular thing. So we've seen it before. Shout out to 400 out there. Steven, is that who it was that, scramble mechanisms just meshed together, and we threw out exactly what we needed to, and all of a sudden a bunch of things unlocked. And that's exactly what this project is steering towards. So community is key. We got to play attention together, and I think we could figure this out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you just mentioned that, because you made me have a thought too that we haven't discussed in any of our servers yet. What if, and again, what if we have to find things in the roadmap that will actually end up being the multipliers for the Kongs? What if those are what if those multipliers are hidden somewhere in there, and we have to discover what they are? That would be a very interesting puzzle to be solving too. And I think that's an angle that none of us have actually gone. I don't think anybody has searched from that angle yet. And I think that's something that I'm going to start looking at now. I'm going to go back to that roadmap with a different set of eyes and a different set of intentions, and see if maybe I can find some clues as to if the multipliers are hiding in there as well. That would be much more fun, as Epic Labs loves to give us. There's all these different things to find, and that really could be one of them. But I want to move on a little bit to all this positive energy around the Magic Kongs lately. Because we saw an absolutely amazing influx of purchases for the Magic Kongs, and we watched. I was acquiring some of these Kongs down around 75 ADA, and we're approaching. We're going to be approaching 300 ADA for these Magic Kongs very soon. And obviously the staking of these had a certain effect on this. But I don't think I've experienced quite a run up like that. So I was wondering if any of you guys felt that maybe that there was some other factor for why we had that run up.
Yeah, I was speculating this early on. I think I was speculating in the general chat too when we were close to 100 floor on the MKs. But just the calculation, if we were to set everything else aside, the art, the community, all of it, and just looked at the ratio of copium per asset, I mean, that alone, if that's the only factor people looked at, they should be 70% of the value of the OG collection on the floor anyway. So the fact that they were out of whack, they were at like 25 to 30% of the value. They were undervalued significantly. So I figured there'd be a run up if and only if people really cared about accumulating more copium. I personally think that's the reason I think it took a run up.
And imagine what's going to happen when we're all sitting here and within a week, within a month, all of the sudden the tourists start getting announced on who on Kong Island is going to be accepted into the metaverse, and imagine the impact that's going to have on our ecosystem as a whole. So the entire Cardano ecosystem in the CNFT world is going to see something grand. Like, everybody in the ape society uh, has their mechanisms that they're in love with. The book community has theirs, and Epic Labs is creating ours. So literally, we're watching our empire be built by us by simply offering an opportunity to give value. And if you're going to earn copium with other projects just by being tourists in a non-custodial staking environment, I mean, I think that's as big as shout out that we could possibly give to the Oz behind the curtain that we know as BCB. So the benefactor is definitely looking out for us in the long run and giving us every opportunity to excel and just keep our arms open so that anyone else who's willing and able can come into our community and become a part of us. So that's the most important part, is recognizing it's a team effort. It's a group effort. In order for there to be a championship, you got to have a bunch of teams. So we are creating ours.
For sure. Well, speaking of the tourists, Starfighter, who do you think is going to be on that list?
Well, again, it's a guess, and the guesstimation that I have is going to be first and foremost, maybe other Epic Labs assets. So you have the Panda Society, you have CNFT Vault, you have any and all associates, the affiliates, the partnerships, anything that has previously happened could potentially be on the table for an NFT that you can stake and earn native tokens. And maybe there'll be like different multipliers that allow, copium to be earned with tourists, but also there'll be a small, whatever the token is of another project like Bamboo, you'll be able to earn a percentage of something else based upon the metaverse. So some way to tie in the different communities and be able to purchase whatever's being offered on each of the assets' home bases, home planets, home worlds. So it's going to be exciting. But that's my guess, is if what we know so far. So looking to the future, the sky's the limit. Any single operator out there, business project, is probably on the table if they understand what we're about, that positive vibe moving forward.
And just to piggyback off of that, like I I, I want to kind of go back to you know maybe at the beginning of last year we we just started to find these pieces of a skull, in these affiliate servers, and we all had to come together, like all these communities, like 17, 18 different communities all had to come together. We all had to figure out what these pieces of skull, how they fit together, and each one of them had a letter, and then we had to figure out like this name, and it took us months to figure out, but it was amazing how much that we all came together to do it, and that everybody like tried to like go into other servers, like, hey, have you seen this piece, have you seen this, like, oh yeah, like I check this channel, and like, oh yeah, there it is, and like how does that fit into the skull, and we did it, and there was the birth of Celius Everhart, and it's that's that's the core of Epic Labs, and it's going to be the core of Chilled Kongs and everything that's encompassed in this ecosystem. Like, we all need to come together as a community and work together, and when we do, like, it just makes us, and not just us, but the Cardano community in general, stronger and just positive. And like, we want everybody to come to Cardano because this is the best chain out there. We we're positive. We're Everything about it is just exceptional. You know, there's no downside to working on Cardano, and that's the main thing as well. Is like, we're not just here for, Epic Labs communities and everything. We're here for the whole ecosystem of Cardano. Like, Cardano is the key. Like, Charles figured it out, and we just gotta kind of follow that model, and that's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
for
quick, I
sure.
wanted to say that was
Oh, go ahead.
so exciting. Yeah, I remember when that happened. There was so much hype in all the discords. People were looking at all the channels. They were asking questions. They were searching in the history. There were some of those posts had gone back, in time. It didn't all happen necessarily all at once. Some of them happened later on. It was pretty exciting. I'm actually looking forward to other things that come out like that.
So yeah, I was going to touch on something you just said, yet, about the overall sentiment of Cardano. I think the benefactor and the Epic Labs team have definitely put that this more positive sentiment, this more positive outlook that the Cardano community can have right into the roadmap. There's so much going on in that roadmap. There's so much detail, and all of us that have spent all of this time looking into it, a lot of our focus has been down in the lower right hand corner trying to figure out what this missing 404 website is all about. But really, there are tons of positive themes that are hiding in the roadmap. There's some meditation. There's a lot of stuff about meditation, and the seven chakras are represented in there. We have Braille hidden all over the place. It appears to be a very inclusive roadmap. That's certainly one of the themes that I notice in there, and it portrays a very positive sentiment for the project itself. And I think it's trying to reflect what the benefactor and probably what most of the Cardano community want to actually see in the community, and what they want to ultimately see happen with Cardano. It's a way of unifying people, and I think there are a lot of themes that are hiding in the roadmap that are certainly trying to unify people, and not just the puzzles that we're working on together. There seems to be a lot of themes in there about bettering yourself in life as well. Possibly recognizing where the difficulties are in your life, and trying to turn them around. And we've had several discussions with community members and amongst ourselves too, just about where we are in life, and topics that this roadmap has gotten us thinking about in our lives, ourselves. I'm about to go through a major career change. 60 has been, messing around with his diet and his health lately. And, we're all talking about it, and it's nice to get feedback from the community. It's nice to share our experiences with the community. And I think the roadmap brought us more together than we even expected it was going to do. So.
Should we touch upon the Vox Kongs too?
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
I think that so for the staking for the Vox Kongs, it's going to be on the Boss Planet lands, and I know that Epic BCB he there's a large area that he has he or she has purchased, and
There are
they'll
two large areas actually.
yeah, so so that once the staking is live there, those Vox Kongs will be able to be staked on that platform as well, which is pretty incredible. And if you like pixel art, like I must say, it is pretty freaking awesome. I picked up a couple myself, and I am just so stoked. Growing up with the Nintendo and all of that, um, you know, I I just love that type of art, and yeah. Anyone else have anything to add?
No, I like the Voxes as well. I've been picking them up here and there. We're not really sure what the time frame on that is. It's obviously dependent on the development of Voss Planet itself. Um, but that should be exciting as well. We can only speculate on that right now. But Boss Cat Rocket Club, they're definitely building something interesting over there. We keep seeing snippets, of them, releasing, little bits and pieces, and as some of it may seem simple in appearance to some just because of the pixel art, but you can tell that there's a lot of time and a lot of thought going into it. So I'm wherever that shows up down the line, I'm excited to see it. So on that note, maybe we move on to topic two and discuss some of the evolution that we've been seeing in this community. We saw the Kongs go from sort of, or at least what appeared to me, a fairly distressed state. With the previous team, not having done necessarily what they set out to do. And I don't blame anybody in this space for not being able to do what they set out to do. It's a very difficult space, and not everybody is going to make it, in their own right. But as if we're all working together, we're all going to make it together. And it's been a very interesting study, watching the community come back into the server. There were quite a few people that had sort of, that my understanding at least is that they had sort of gone dormant, and now that there's some hype back into the project, we're seeing some old timer, some older holders come back in and get active again. And that's very encouraging. It's very encouraging for the people that did stick around and stay active, and it's very encouraging for the new people as well. And we're seeing a lot of them be very helpful, and explain, showing the new members where to find the correct information, how to go about their staking, catching them up on the roadmap, and what we're looking at. So I know all of you have some interesting insights into the evolution of what we've seen in the last few months. So I would love to actually hear your opinions, and not just read it on a screen. Anyone? Starfighter, you want to add to that? Yats, you want to add to that?
Yeah, and I mean, just a shout out to all the people. Like, I mean, even just like like the like I was gone from the my phone for like a day, and then all of a sudden I was like, what the heck, what is this bar situation with all these different you know different calms and everything, and I'm just like, what did I miss out on? Like, geez, I was gone for 24 hours, and like I come back, and like and I just gotta say, like, this is all about the community, like Baga and everybody, like just posting and just like not just posting, but like committing to like every day. Like I see like 40 good mornings and like just all these incredible Kongs and like magic Kongs, and like I just gotta say, like the art is just killer. And like and just and not only that, is like how many times have we broken the bot? Like it's like incredible. Like there's so many times it's like I think the bot's broken because there's been so many sweeps that that we need to like either reset it or what. Like I don't know, reset start like on Nintendo. But like you guys are just incredible. Like everybody, like this is what Cardano is about, and I just love seeing it. Like much love to everybody. Like mad props, mad props.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to give, I see somebody down there that I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out down to Be Free down there, because he's been going hard in the server, man. He's been coming up with some absolutely incredible art. He's been doing, custom PFPs for people. He's been doing some some really cool imagery with the chilled Kongs with one of their magics in the mirror looking at each other. And he's been sending some very positive vibes out there. So props to you, Be Free. We really appreciate what you and some of the other guys there have been doing. So
Yeah, I
just
wanted to
just
add
to
to
let
that.
you know, we noticed.
I love it. I love it. I wanted to add to that. The depth of the community is something I noticed. It's not just, a bunch of people there to have fun, although that is great. There's also people there who want to have a little bit deeper of conversations as well. So we've got a spectrum of people, and I'm more of the introspective kind of guy, right? So Riley is one of the guys in the Discord that I really enjoy talking to. I really enjoy what he has to say. It's very insightful. So I don't know. I wanted to add the depth of things. Definitely makes for an interesting read. That's for sure.
Starfighter, I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
I think it's simple. I think it just comes down to each individual understanding working together is pretty much the best way to succeed. Um, there's no work around that. There's no cheat in the system. There's no getting around the fact that as we move forward in life, the older that we get, the more we recognize what works and what doesn't work, and what makes us happy and what makes us sad or angry, and then we work internally to better ourselves. And when we can do that, like a lot of the community seems to be very cognizant of themselves and aware of themselves, you really do have a solid grip and grapple on what you're looking for. So not only is community important to discuss, you have different options of discussion. So you have outlets within outlets to talk about with anybody who's willing to interpret. So that's kind of what we do in our normal day-to-day lives. So now we're just trying to incorporate that into a new ecosystem, trying to learn it and figure out how we integrate into this new Web3 world and how those assets work for us. And maybe it's parts, maybe it's pieces. If we're gonna have a metaverse, maybe there's gonna be microphones and amps and speakers, and those are gonna be options of multipliers. Just based on what you can provide to the community, and then those in the community that are willing to support you. So like opening up a bar and then inviting all the Kongs in the neighborhood to come through. That's the idea, is having that capability and being able to thrive in that environment and learning how it's going to work. Because again, like everybody has talked about, there's a lot of negativity in the space. There's a lot of easy manipulation and easy misinformation, and you just got to be able to trust what's around you and have faith in those around you. We're all here on faith. Like, I'm still retired as far as I know. I'm still unemployed and doing my thing and living my happy life. And I didn't have any intention of having a job again. So if life and this is the path moving forward, then I just naturally inherited, because of you, everyone that's listening right now, because of the benefactor, because of you, I have a place and an outlet to actually be myself and thrive. So that's kind of maybe I won't be the last starfighter anymore. Maybe someone else, the next generation, will step up and take my place. I'll be the retired starfighter. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a good one. The retired starfighter. Is that going to be the secret sequel?
Oh,
That,
that would be good. Moving from the trailer park and maybe graduating to an apartment. You got to start small and controlled.
exactly. So that's actually a good segue into the next little bit that I wanted to get into tonight, and that's what does our future hold? And I had actually planned this topic for Jem, because he was the one that mentioned it to us when we were discussing about this. So I wish he could have joined us tonight, but he's not there. He's not. I don't see him down there. So I will paint my picture of the Kongs. Starfighter, you were talking about the music, and maybe some seeing something with, as far as assets, with music and stuff like that. I'm sort of putting that together with the Kong's garage, and kind of thinking about going back in the day a little bit, and thinking about high school garage bands, and hanging out with your friends around the cars or the bikes, and jamming out and listening to music. So I think that maybe there's something there. Maybe there's some kind of clubhouse, or some kind of garage band type of story going on behind the scenes there. And I would love to see that kind of stuff interconnect with each other. Maybe they're going to try and get some of us to form a band. I'm not a very musical guy myself, but I can play a mean cowbell.
Ah, I can open up like a restaurant. Like that'd be something fun. So when I was growing up in the Bay Area, there was a place called the Flying Lady. So this would be a legit awesome digital Kong Island atmosphere. So y'all can come. There'll be a band playing up on the second floor, but the entire first floor, over every single booth where you sit, there's a track, and on that track that goes real slow is a model plane from the beginning Wright brothers first one all the way to the most modern up to date, and they just slowly travel over you while you're sitting there and eating. So when I was a kid, I used to have my favorites, like obviously the Corsair and the P-51. So it'd be pretty kick-ass if I can put together like an Air Force museum inside the Kong metaverse, and that way I can bring my life experience and share it with y'all, and people can come and have open mics, and you could sing, you could dance, bar mitzvahs, birthdays, you name it, it's yours.
Sounds like a cool idea. Yes, if you can connect things in the roadmap to build something for yourself, what would you build in there?
I mean, you could build anything, really. I mean, I mean there I mean I've kind of looked online, and there's people that have built podcasts with Kongs. I mean, anything really. You could build your own, um, if you wanted to start your own like shirt, or graphics, or um, your own apparel line. You could totally do that too. And I mean, it would be really sick to have a Kong like on a shirt, or on a hoodie, or whatever. Like, you could do almost anything, but it's I mean, it it's endless, really, what you can do. And I mean, I mean, the artwork speaks for itself. There's just so many, there's so many that I see on X that pop up, that I'm like, oh my God, that's such a clean Kong. That would look so sick on a shirt, or on a hat, or anything like that. And this is just the beginning, you know. And you know, there's just lots. This is more than a PvP project. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that you own, if you have it in your wallet, you own the rights to that. And like, you can use that any way you choose, as long as you keep it the way it is, and you go within the boundaries of what's allowed. You could do anything with it. And yeah, you could open your own. I mean, you could open your own bento shop, and make bentos, and like unagi and ahi, and whatever you want to do, or sushi shop, whatever you want to do. It's up to you, you know.
Do you think the community is being led in any particular direction to to accomplish building something together, or do you think the benefactor is really just trying to get each of us to recognize our full potential and go out and try something?
I I think right now, just like anything in the world, anything that you do, you need a solid foundation. You need to you need to have a solid base, or everything else that you build crumbles. You need a solid foundation, and that is what Chilled Kong's Epic Labs is all about, is setting that foundation so that everyone can build up on it. If you don't have a solid foundation, then how can you build, right? And so that's my take on it.
I like that take. 60. I see you. You want to speak. I know you speak very well on topics like this, so I'd really love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, in terms of the future, again, I'm a little bit more of an introspective kind of person. I think that what we lose sight of all the time in this space is the journey itself. I think we're so focused and so impatient on the end result, or the goal, right? That we miss enjoying the journey to get there, because our entire lives, the entire point of our lives and enjoying our lives is the journey to a destination. Once you get to the destination, the journey's over, right? So most of what you can enjoy is getting there. And in a lot of the projects that have kind of grown and then slowly deflated during the bear, if you recall, we were all enjoying the journey. It was exciting because the future was happening, right? There were still things that were being built, and we were enjoying the process of getting there. But once the bear happened, all that excitement stopped, and everyone's like, well, what happened to the destination? It's gone, so I don't care. Well, sometimes you got to pick up the torch. But either way, I think the exciting part of this project and Epic Labs as a whole is they're setting a massive foundation, just like Yat said. This foundation that allows us to navigate many different paths and enjoy that journey to get to whatever the destination is. And it's helping me reframe the enjoyment of why I even got into NFTs in the first place.
And I love the fact that I like, for me, instead of a bear market, I like to call it building market. Like, anybody can be like, oh yeah, it's a bear market. It's all about we're not making money and everything. It's not about money. It's not about Cardano making it to back to $3. Who cares? It's about, like, building and actually doing something where you create something that is actually going to help and deliver to the community, to whatever, if it's just the Cardano community, if it's actually going out and creating a business. But this is the time to build. Like, everything is has come back to everybody can afford it. Like, everybody can get into Cardano. There's nothing that, like, Ethereum and Bitcoin is expensive, and yeah, of course it may skyrocket and do whatever it does. But right now, like, Cardano is at a perfect point where anybody anywhere in the world can get involved and get up and be a part of it, and which is just incredible at this point in my life, and in, I mean, the in anyone's life, that we can actually do that. And so I think that this is a perfect opportunity, like, for anyone to get involved in Cardano, in Epic Labs, in Chilled Kongs, in anything. This is the time during the bear market or the build market. That's what I would like to call it.
And if I may jump in just for a moment, stand by while I try to figure out my phone. There it is. All right, so just to give perspective, so that you can speculate on your own what the future entails. When you go to the FAQs, chilledkongs.com, or on the Discord, what you'll see is the very first one. What is the Chilled Kongs project? So, verbatim, here it is. Chilled Kongs is a brand that prides itself on spreading chill vibes worldwide, focusing on promoting calm spirits, fun times, with no worries, no problems, and no headaches. It's a distinctive art project that embodies the iconography of Web3, from its native tokens to its inclusive ecosystem. Chilled Kongs is committed to promoting blockchain technology via online and in real life initiatives. So, literally, from the actual site, that's our future. That's our destiny, is recognizing that we can put forth the ideas to create whatever we want and excel. So the ball is in our court for us to make that decision. So, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to actually impart some of my life. So being able to read something like that, it kind of embodies your life, what you are as a person. It's just an organic version. So we're here for the long haul.
Yeah, and I actually just wanted to touch on something Yat said too, and actually something you brought up as well, Starfighter. In both of your comments just now, it brought me back to that classic movie, The Field of Dreams, and that iconic line, "If you build it, they will come." And it really, that kind of hits me pretty hard at the moment, because it seems as if that's what the Epic Labs team is really doing behind the scenes. You know, that's they are building right now, and that's what they're focused on. They are the ones that are, you know, creating a platform for us. They are creating opportunities for us. They are just generally building for us, you know, and we the wise ones here, along with the, you know, Metacong in the server, our community manager there. You know, we are the ones that are helping to engage the community while they build, and you know, those two pieces coming together. We're watching. We're actually watching the people come in. It's been really amazing to see, you know, all the new members show up and be very enthusiastic about the project, be very inquisitive about the project. They want to know where, you know, where they've popped back out of all of a sudden, you know, how the hype has gotten driven around them all of a sudden. And it's just to watch the evolution of, you know, something that didn't quite reach its potential, to then have, you know, have the team behind it, have the opportunity there, have the excitement there of the community to get everybody back together and involved, is just, I mean, it's inspiring. You know, I wish. I almost wish that I myself could be in BCB's shoes and, you know, have the kind of imagination that he has, and, you know, funding as well. But that's neither here nor there, because what he's doing is clearly not for himself. What he's doing is clearly for everybody that's involved, and everybody that wants to be a part of something great.
You know, speaking of the benefactor is an individual or entity or presence, God knows, you know, one of those. And the benefactor is kind of the stationed in Epic Labs, in my opinion. So when you do look at the Chilled Kong's uh, website, one of the things that you'll see is who else will be able to stake on Kong Island. And if you attention to detail it, it says Epic Labs approved third parties. So that leads me to believe that paying attention to Epic Labs and what's going on the mothership per se is going to play a very important role in how we move forward in the Chilled Kongs community and in the Panda Society and the CNFT Vault and other Epic Labs assets. So it's important to recognize also those different pieces of the puzzle that are going to come together. So keep your eyes open, your ears wide, your sense of smell strong, and always stay frosty.
I love that. Stay frosty. Go ahead, Yats.
And just another thing, like we, all right, from the Epic Labs perspective, like we still don't know where General Hooks is. We still don't know where Commander Target is. Professor Pongjok. All of these things could end up. They could be in the. They could be in the Kong's roadmap. We don't know. There was a there was a chemical spill on level 7 of Epic Labs, and yet there's biohazard in the roadmap of Chill Kongs. Is there a connection? We don't know. Like everything is connected though. So these could be correlated. We just don't know. So all of this stuff is definitely worth taking a look at. And if we can get any type of connection, that'd be great. And of course, like even the Moon Boy Mafia, like could become a tourist of the Chilled Kongs. What if we unlock it? You know, like and that would be an incredible NFT collection to unlock if we all work together, like and see that incredible art that is basically hidden from us, like behind the veil, and we just all have to work together to do that.
Yeah, so that being said, everybody that's been working hard in the Chilled Kong server, and that have since joined the Epic Lab server to do our hunts over there, keep up the great work. Anybody new that's come in and has started making connections is encouraged. We need more people. We started out pretty well. The 10 and well, the original 10 and now 12 of us wise ones. We've been putting in the hours, but this is clearly something so extensive that it is beyond the scope of what just the 12 of us can do. We need more community. We need the people in the Kongs to be looking. We need the people in Panda Society to be looking. And there's, leave no stone unturned, leave no blade of grass unpicked. There are no bad ideas, and any connections that anybody can make is certainly, it's certainly a valid path to explore.
Yeah, and shout out to Recon. He has been just relentless on just looking at everything. I love the tenacity, and it feels like when I first started, like I want to give. I know this may seem a little. I don't know. When I first started, I just heard about Epic Labs, and I jumped on the server, and I immediately just jumped right in. I dove in, and um, that's the whole key to it. Like we were looking for the creature, which gotta give a shout out to Zachros for finding. Like mad props to you, dude. But like it was just like, oh, let's look at this, let's look at that, let's what about these handles? What about this? And that's all it takes is just the inquisitive mind of trying to figure out what is laid out before you, and 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 I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I didn't even no one even told me. All of a sudden, I looked on Epic Labs one day, and they were like, "Hey, you're ground control. You're the wise one now," and it's because of all the hard work that I put in. It wasn't. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't want anything. It was just I believed in the project. I believed in all of this, and I still do. And that's what it takes to become a wise one. And yeah, so keep up the good work, everyone. Please, we got this.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So on the last note on that, becoming a wise one is within the realm of possibility for anybody out in the audience, in the servers, in the Epic Lab servers. If you put in the time and you put in the effort, and you show that you're in this for the long haul, and that you're in it for the community, and that your intentions are good, you can any one of you can join us up here one day, and it's just going to grow, and we want to see this thing grow to massive proportions. So that will be my final word. So anybody else up here, would you like to have some final words for the day? And I think we've covered what we want to cover for tonight, and we'll wrap it up after that.
Just want to say thanks to the community. Everyone's been great. I've really enjoyed the time back in the server. I took a little bit of time to myself, and when I came back, I was just, it felt really good. And now I check it every day. So keep it up, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Starfighter, last words?
Welcome to December.
Yeah, it's getting cold. At least where I
No
am.
doubt. That would be mine. Holidays are coming up. Love hard. Look at the people that you look up to and embrace them. Life is short. You never know. So that's it. Love hard.
All right, my last words. Um, it wouldn't be a space unless we had a giveaway. So I'll be posting a giveaway soon after this is wrapped up, and yeah, just look out for it. Um, Much love to everybody, and yeah, we got this.
All right. So on the last note, I myself am Das Boxer Turbo. Up here with me was the last Starfighter, 60 feet under, and Yats NFT. Give us all a follow. We also have Hoffer down there. We've got Avocado down there. We've got Metal Zone, Tristan, and Zacharos. We're all in the Wise Ones group. So if you ever want to know the latest on what's going on with the Chilled Kongs or Epic Labs, we're great to reach out to. Give us a follow. And on that note, everybody, keep it chill and have a great evening. And I think we'll close it up right there. So we'll see you all for the next one, whenever that will be. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And once again, keep it chill.